Georges Duc, merci beaucoup d'être là.
Happy to be here.
So, we are going to start this interview by your last album, Dukey Treats.
Yeah.
Dukey Treats you well or bad?
Well, Dukey Treats, my last album is kind of a throwback to material that I used to do 20 years ago. It's kind of funky. There's a lot of different material. There's jazzy kind of material, there's funky material, and there's several songs which are about subjects which are, I think, very relevant to what's going on in the world today, such as a song called Sudan, which is talking about the issues in that area, and also a song called Somebody Laid It On Us, which is has a little different attitude about it, but it's a very serious subject.
It's very important for you to be engaged as an artist?
Absolutely. I think it's extremely important for an artist to be engaged in what's going on in the world today. It's nice to write songs about, I love you, you love me, let's get together and go get married in the sea. You know, something crazy. But, or very simple lyrics. Because even on Dukey Treats' album, they're very simple kinds of songs and simple subject matter. But I think in the final analysis, an artist has to be able to use their stature, what amount of microphone space that they have, to use that to bring awareness to certain subjects that need to be kept at the front of people's minds, because these are serious matters that are going on out there, and I think it's incumbent upon us artists to be aware of that.
But we can see in the album, the pochette, you have a lot of humor with your chocolates.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you know, I don't know what happened to humor, you know, in pop music and in jazz, because when I look at artists like Dizzy Gillespie, you know, artists like Fats Waller, some of the older artists, those guys were hilarious. They were really funny. They were like comedians, but they also were serious musicians. So I like to do music that's serious, but in the same album or on the same show, do some music which is just totally silly. Just it's got nothing to do with anything except laughing and having a good time. And I think that's important.
So what are you going to do this evening at Monaco?
I'm going to have a good time this evening.
You are going to play the Dukey.
Yes, we do. We have a medley of songs from Dukey Treats, and we do music which spans my entire career. Everything from straight ahead jazz to funk to Latin and beyond. You know, so it's really kind of on this palette of open space in terms of music. We kind of paint it with all kinds of colors, you know, and textures. So there's all of that. It's kind of multi-stylistic, if you will.
Yes, it's difficult to make an etiquette with a style with you. You work with so many people and in so many styles. So for you, what's very important in music?
To be honest.
Yes, musically, what do you need in music, and why do you still engage in music and still doing music?
Well, music is my life, and there's no doubt that it would be pretty rough if I couldn't do music. I mean, I think that's why I'm here, is to present music, and that's why subject matter, I think, is so important. It's the most important thing in life to me at this point, and I know that's why I'm here. And that's true for any person. They kind of have to figure out who they are and how they relate to others and what they're supposed to do. So for me, music is the vehicle for which I can express what I need to express. And music is a spiritual medium which is given by God, I believe. And we're supposed to. You can't just be negative about it. You have to present positive subjects, but you have to keep it real. The most important thing in music is to be real.
You have many hats, musicians, but also producer. Mm-hmm. What do you like in produce music and produce for the others?
Actually, there isn't an artist I've ever worked with I haven't learned something from. I mean, it's a give and take situation. And when I first went into production, I thought it was going to be like teaching school. but it wasn't. There may be portions of it that are like that, but depending on what the artist needs. But I love working with other artists because there's always something that I don't know. You know, when I worked with Jeffrey Osborne, I learned so much about lyrics by working with him because he was so interested in lyrics. Diane Reeves, the same way. He's very intent about a specific word. And as a jazz musician, I was like, well, why don't you just say, a very simple word. He says, no, that doesn't say what I want to say. And so that made me think, so that's just an example of how an artist can change what I feel and how I work.
You are working sometimes in little formation and sometimes in big band. What do you like the most, George?
I don't care. It's like you said, I wear different hats. It's almost like this. I love pasta, right? I love to eat pasta, but not every day. But even if I had pasta every day, I wouldn't want the same sauce every day. I mean, have red sauce one day, maybe with some fish another day, maybe whatever, And so music's the same way. I don't want the same flavor every day. I really don't have a favorite. It depends on what side of the bed I get up on. Many times I'm asked, which record, which CD of mine do I like the best? I can't answer. They're like my kids. I wouldn't want to pick one child over another. And that's really what it is.
Okay, what's your project now? The future project, the next project?
The next project is called Déjà Vu. It's a new album.
In French?
Yes. Yeah, right. No, it's in English. The only thing French about it is the title, Déjà Vu. And it's a nice album. Got a lot of great players on it. Some of the members that are playing in the band tonight at the club here. So I don't know if I could talk too much about the record other than the fact I'm really liking this record. It's due out in probably here in September. And check it out. It's worth it, believe me.
Is there a big difference with the audience in America and in United States and here in Europe?
You mean any difference in
the audience? Do you feel it very different?
There was a time when I used to change the shows a little bit for the United States and here because it depends. The audiences are a little different, but I've stopped doing that. I pretty much play the same show there that I play here. Maybe here it's a little different, but not much. Certain songs are more popular here and vice versa. And so I tend to play those songs because I know the audience would like to hear them. And that's basically the only difference. Other than that, I am who I am in the United States as well as in Europe.
George Duke, to end, is it a matter for you if we still talking to you about Frank Zappa or Jean-Luc Ponty?
No, I love Frank. I mean, Jean-Luc was the first act I worked with that actually gave me a chance in this business. I was a young artist working with Al Jarreau actually in the San Francisco Bay Area. Neither Al or myself knowing we could make a living doing this, but we were working in a local nightclub. And I found out that Jean-Luc was coming to the United States, and I heard him play on a radio station in San Francisco, and I said, man, this guy can really, really play. And I knew instinctively what to do with him, and that I was the guy to play for Jean-Luc. And Jean-Luc said, okay, let's give the kid a shot. And I worked with him for many years. And of course, with Frank Zappa, it was similar in many ways. I met Frank through Jean-Luc. Actually, That's exactly what happened. We did an album called King Kong, Frank Zappa's music, and that's kind of started the ball rolling. And then Frank asked me to join the band, and years later asked Jean-Luc to join the band. So we're both in there together.
Oh, thank you for the little story.
Yeah.
So have a good evening, George Duke, on stage, and thank you for your smile.
Thank you very much, Federico. Thank you very much. See you guys.